Philosophers and writers. These are known as the greatest thinkers of all of history. They have developed us in ways society cannot imagine. But how can they fare in a fight? Me and Professor Kiwi will be figuring that out today. My name is Owen. Just for some knowledge, I'm about 6'3". I weigh 80 kilograms. I think that's about 160 pounds in American units. I have had one kickboxing fight, which I won, and I'm pretty well experienced in grappling. So let's finally decide whether pen beats sword. Okay, so first off, we have Plato. Plato literally means wide back. So Plato was a strong dude. That's the first thing. Not to mention, this guy was literally the wrestling champion of ancient Greece. These men have like 2 times our testosterone. They literally fought for like fun and for a living. And this dude, Plato, is the champion of wrestlers in Athens. Like arguably the strongest Greek state. Yeah, I'm gonna be meeting Hades with this guy. Okay, so next up we have Aristotle. Aristotle, from what I've researched, was not a fighter or anything. He wasn't like a wrestling champion like Plato. So I don't think I'm cooked. Let's still not forget, this guy was first of all a polymath, so he was pretty good at pretty much everything that he did. He was genius level intellect. He taught Alexander the Great, so he's not like a stranger to fighting or war. In his book Nicomachean Ethics, the virtuous man is beautiful and strong and powerful. So I would presume if Aristotle practiced what he preached, which I would presume is true, he was probably a pretty good fighter. Then again, I think I do have a bit of hope. If it just depends on his body proportions, I guess. If he's like bigger than me, I think I'm cooked. But because I don't have that much information on him, I would put him high 50-50. Okay, so next I have Marcus Aurelius, and this is a funny one because he would most certainly send me to Hades. However, I despise Stoicism so much that I'm gonna get a hate boost. Who's like, I'm gonna be like gone. Have you seen Hunter x Hunter? You know the way when he gets angry? I'm gonna be like Naruto. I'm gonna unleash Kurama. Kurama, is that it? I don't know. Yeah, my pure hate of Stoicism is gonna help me no diff Marcus Aurelius. Easy. Okay, so now we have William Shakespeare, the first novelist or author, I guess, because the other 3 guys were philosophers, who I have on the list. Not a lot is known of Shakespeare. We don't even know if he's real because of census data. Sort of, I forget what the exact details were. There's a theory that he's actually a guy called Francis Bacon. I have some essays by him in my bookshelf. Now, let's just assume that Shakespeare is a real person. He was not from the highest status family. So I think it would not be that hard for me to beat him in a fight. I would not say it's a no diff, but if bro spent all that time writing, he ain't fighting. And plus they didn't have like a gym or anything back in that day, so I doubt he's bigger than me. I would say he's quite small. So I would say I might break a sweat when fighting Shakespeare. I'd quote Hamlet or something to him. Okay, so next we have Thomas Aquinas. If anybody didn't know, Thomas Aquinas was literally considered a giant for his time. So that's probably about 6'6", 6'5", maybe 6'7", 6'8" max. I would say is 6'8". Yeah, I'm cooked. I have a hard time fighting tall people in general. So Thomas Aquinas is cooking. I'd say he's pretty well built. He is definitely just picking me up and smashing me on the floor. He's 260 though. Yeah, I might be cooked. Now we have my favorite author, Fyodor Dostoevsky. And while I love him, I'm cooking this man. He was in the military, so I'll give him that. He was also in a gulag for quite a while. Thought he was going to die, so he's a pretty rough guy. He was very scrawny though. He was not that tall from what I heard. He suffered from epilepsy, so he didn't have great physical stature. So he might have a bit of experience fighting in the military, but just because of pure size, I might break a sweat. So, sorry, Dosto. I love you. And now we have Schopenhauer, the pessimistic philosopher. Schopenhauer was from all accounts, he was not the most physically appealing man. He was quite scrawny, quite small. He never really did any physical training. He was too caught up in the pursuit of intellect. So I really don't think I have a problem with Schopenhauer, even in his prime, like as a young man. He is a no diff for me. Okay, so now we have Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick. While I have a lot of qualms with the book, it's in my bookshelf right here if you can see it. It's so cute. Herman Melville was a whaleman himself. He sailed. He was a tough dude. Like, sailing is hard, being a sailor. He's probably really big. He's like really strong, I would say, from all those years of fucking throwing harpoons and raising anchors and doing all that laborious work on a ship. So I would say it's a 50-50 for me and Herman. Unless I can get like that rage boost I got from Marcus, but I don't dislike Moby Dick as much as I dislike Stoicism. Just the thing about Moby Dick, oh my goodness, I really wish I read the abridged version. I spent months on that book because I was just reading whaling facts. The actual book, like the good parts, like the stuff about the whiteness of the whale, Queequeg's coffin, the ending, Ahab's monomania, that's really good. But oh my goodness, I was not told that it was a goddamn whaling encyclopedia. No, I do have a rage boost against Melville. Yeah, I might break a sweat. And now we have one of my favorite philosophers when I was a kid, Friedrich Nietzsche. I probably read most of his works compared to other philosophers. All of his canonical works, that is. I would say Nietzsche's case is kind of the same as Schopenhauer's. Nietzsche is not that strong. He was known to be physically weak, physically small. He was very caught up in the pursuit of intellect, and he was a philologist originally, I think. So I don't see any way that I'm really struggling to fight Friedrich Nietzsche. He was really scrawny. I don't even think he exercised except for the walks that he went on. So yeah, I'm no different Friedrich. Friedrich and Schopenhauer in the no diff section right now. Oh yeah, along with Marcus. And now we have Leo Tolstoy. I have only read like 2 or 3 of his works. I haven't read War and Peace yet or Anna Karenina. And, oh bro, stop biting me. And Leo Tolstoy was, I think, a sergeant in the military. He was strong. Like, he was a good fighter. He probably knew how to use a gun and stuff. He was used to combat, more used than I am, because he definitely fought in like a turbulent period in Russian history. So, in his prime, I would say I might be cooked against Leo Tolstoy. He is, like, he's a military dude. I might be cooked. Who's next? Ah, shit. Okay, so, Yukio Mishima. If people don't know him, he's a very interesting author from Japan in the early 20th century. He was an interesting dude. He had a lot of controversial opinions. One massive opinion that this guy had was the pursuit of masculine excellence in the form of the beauty of your body. He wanted to strengthen his body with sun and steel. So the sun's fucking blazing in my eyes. He tanned his body and he lifted weights. So he was a muscular dude. He was a bodybuilder. Not to mention he trained in kendo, karate, and I think it was judo. He died a samurai's death. He led a militia. So this dude knew how to use a katana and stuff. I am not beating Yukio Mishima, bro. Look at his photo. He's actually holding a sword. Yeah, I'm going to be meeting Hades if I fight Yukio Mishima. Okay, after the bloodbath with Mishima, I'm very happy to see this guy here. Jean-Paul Sartre. He is a great writer. I'll give him that. I really like Nausea. I love his philosophy. The man is 5'1". Enough said. No diff. Now I have J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings. Really need to finish that. So he was a soldier in World War I. I think he wrote the books in World War I. He was actually kind of a respite for a lot of the soldiers. They read his novels in the trenches to sort of escape from the horrors of war. It's kind of the same with Tolstoy. I would say I might be cooked or 50-50. I'll put J.R.R. Tolkien at the top of 50-50. Now, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of my second favorite novel of all time, 100 Years of Solitude. Not a lot is known about him in terms of physical stature. I kind of just wanted to include him here because I like him so much. He is a bit of a nefarious guy. Like, he got punched in the face by a Chilean author because he slept with his wife. So he tanked a punch. Like, we'll give him that. He doesn't seem like the most physically imposing guy in the world. He doesn't seem particularly intimidating. I doubt he's that tall. No mention about his height was online. So I would say I might break a sweat against him, but yeah, pretty easy fight. And finally, the last spot, the only 21st century writer, or if you want to call him a philosopher, yeah, Jordan Peterson. I really only included him because I really like the guy. He's very misunderstood because of his obsession with semantics. But Jordan Peterson, he is incredibly scrawny. He's never fought in his life. He is not very physically gifted. He just is very small. Well, no, he's 6'1", but I don't think he's that strong. Like, we've seen him. He literally talks about how he's not very physically capable. He does talk about being dangerous and stuff, but he's not particularly physically dangerous. He's definitely dangerous in the manner of being quite vociferous and quite verbose about his opinions, which is great. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. He has great views. But yeah, I'm no different Jordan Peterson. I still love you, but sorry. Okay, thank you for watching. Me and Kiwi enjoyed. This guy bit my hand like 10 times over the course of this video, so I had to get this chew toy here. If you guys have any other philosophers or writers who you think would be good to include, drop a comment. I might make another video. I'm really just trying to get this channel to get some views right now. I really want to drop out of university, bro. Me and Kiwi, come on, subscribe. We need to get out. We need to blow up on YouTube. Kiwi, let's go. Okay, bye. Thanks. Subscribe.